Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, The School of Love. My name is Maria and I am helping people discover their inner potential for love towards oneself and towards the others. Today I invite you to a new episode from the series How to Do Things or How to Become Things. How to be things. And in today's episode I'm going to talk about how to prepare for a future or how to live a prosperous life, respectively, how to prepare for living a prosperous life. And as usual, I am going to deliver 10 guidelines in this concern. How to live a prosperous life, respectively, how to prepare for the future in which you will live a prosperous life. Number one, learn continuously. As the first generation, probably in world history, at least according to prevailing sources, to available sources, we are going to live 90 years or 100 years, at least most of us. In this concern, the most important issue is to stay healthy as long as possible and then to find solutions so that once one becomes unable to take care of oneself, there are some financial resources, material resources to ensure final moments in dignity. And this, from this perspective, learning continuously helps tremendously, is fundamental, is crucial, is essential for having a healthy mind, a healthy brain, which then makes sure that we do not decline slowly. There is probably, in terms of life, hardly something more painful than a slow decline. A quick collapse is, from my perspective at least, way more preferable to a slow decline in which the world essentially disappears from around you while you're still alive, and you'll be for a long while, and then those around you are essentially left with caring for you for an undetermined period of time, and you're not able to actually participate in your life anymore. Number two, so while learning continuously and preparing for a lifelong learning procedure, it's become a listener. So being a listener, being a good listener, that means listening empathically, non-judgmentally, in silence, without giving unsolicited advice. This is harder than you might think. It makes sure that you will have people around you, that people will want to be around you. So in life, it is much more important to listen to other people than to make yourself listened to. This is a skill I have developed without realizing it, without decades of my life, due to a particular family background, and it has proven more times that I like to acknowledge, life-saving. Number three, develop empathy. I have a different video on how to develop and how to control empathy. Check that one out and make this, so developing empathy, make it a life goal as well. Related to that, develop integrity. Integrity refers to the human's ability to be both authentic and vulnerable while having very clear and very healthy, that is, solid but flexible boundaries. Combined with empathy, integrity leads to compassion, which is exactly this. Being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes, feeling what they feel, or at least knowing what they feel, and then decide for yourself what you do without losing yourself in the emotions, the pain, or whatever might be going in the life of the person you relate to. So this is very important. Number 3 and number 4, develop empathy so that you know what's going on in the people around you, but also develop integrity so that you do not lose yourself in what's going on around you, and you stay who you are. You stay, as someone put it, in your frame. You're not all over the place. Number 5, develop solid yet flexible work ethics. This will be fundamental for a prosperous life, for life in which abundance eventually becomes something of a perception and emotional mental processing than material possessions. Why do I say that? We live in an era in which, once again, wars and pandemics and all sorts of historical disruptions question material possessions and force us once again to rethink our relationship to what we are, particularly to our material or materialist view of the world. In such a context, having a solid yet flexible work ethics refers to the ability to relate emotionally, mentally in a professional environment without necessarily relating from a financial perspective. Yeah. So the time will come when being able to work in an environment which requires flexibility, but also a sense of deep integrity won't be the exception anymore. Number 6, related to number 5, develop solid yet flexible boundaries. I have a different video on this topic on how to develop healthy boundaries. They are both solid so that they protect you, but they're also flexible so that they do not isolate you. But in interhuman relationships, having solid but flexible boundaries, that is, having healthy boundaries, will bring you a long way in having a good life, a life of emotional connection, mental freshness, and when the situation allows it, material abundance. Number 7, develop a healthy work-family balance, or a healthy balance between professional life and private life. Maybe you don't have a family. Maybe you have a good circle of friends. Maybe you are more of an introvert like I am. What's important is to have a balance between your professional and your private life. So I also work a lot from home, and I have been working from home ever since I know myself, ever since I can speak of work life or earning money for myself. And I know how tempting it is to sometimes just keep on working because just this next project must be done, and then I relax, and then the next project comes, and then again one doesn't relax. It's fundamentally important to have at least half of your day, including sleep, for yourself, away from work, in order to avoid burnout and workaholism, which is, at the end of the day, an addiction. Number 8, stay up to date with major events in the world. I'm one of those people who never watch the news. The few news I get are through my Facebook feed, or from people, or by reading some panels of news in the train on the way home. So I really have no idea what's going on in the world whatsoever. But I do my best to keep myself updated on major events, either by being in steady contact with a couple of good friends or with some members of my family, but I always keep in touch with them, and they keep me updated. They know I don't watch the news, they do, and they keep me updated on major events, and it's very important. not necessarily because the end of the world might come and you don't notice it, but rather because it is good to know where you stand in the world proceedings. Number 9, spend quality time with those close to you, such as family members and friends. The focus is here on quality time. Even if you spend 1 hour, that 2 hour, be present with them, be with them. Don't check your phone, or you can check your phone, but don't message, don't do something else. Be present with those close to you, because when after all is said and done, what matters is the people we loved, respectively the love we shared with others. And you can only harness this love by spending quality time with them. At least in my opinion, we all have different love languages, I know, and I'll have a different video on this topic as well. But it is important. Time, quality time with those close to you, closest to you, like family members and friends, is crucial in having a good life, a prosperous life of dignity and stability. And last but not least, become self-aware of yourself and improve continuously. This relates to number 1. Being self-aware is the key, and probably more than 90% of the solution to any improvement, of changing your life. We are all works in progress, and when we finally graduate, we just transit into a better world, as some people might say. So it is important in this context to become and to be permanently self-aware, to monitor yourself, so to say, so that you become aware as quickly as possible, you sense as quickly as possible potential problems. We all make mistakes, but there is a huge difference between making small mistakes, one after the other, until they lead to big accumulations of mistakes, which you would perceive as a huge mistake. No, there are no, in my opinion, there are no big mistakes. There are only accumulation of small mistakes, which then lead to a bad outcome. By being self-aware, by learning to become self-aware, and then improving the little places, the little things, not the big ones, because the big ones, they do not exist. You lead a good life of contentment, and because happiness is not only, in my opinion, overrated, but contentment, that sense of ease and of peace with yourself and with the world around you. Thank you for joining me today, and I'm looking forward to welcoming you back again very soon. Love and peace to you all.